Hello, unqualified film bro fans.
Mm,
We are talking about the movie of the year,
mhm.
other than Dune, Late Night with the Devil. Um,
For all the David, how do you pronounce his last name properly?
David Demolchian,
That's
David,
Dalmatian.
all,
Desmalchian.
all the Desmalchian heads, in the audience.
Yeah, please correct us.
hmm Yeah.
Um, he's great. This
Oh my
Yeah.
this
God,
movie
he is
really
unbelievable in this. Yeah.
this movie's
Mhm.
firing at all cylinders.
Yeah.
It got so much hate for like the three AI images when they
Mhm.
like cut to commercial or whatever and then come back.
Mhm.
I'm like, wow, you should feel embarrassed.
Who
Like
cares?
honestly,
Who
I'm
cares?
you should
What
feel embarrassed.
what I will say
That's not the point of it.
is that I think the AI images they did kind of look weird. I didn't think they looked great. I don't think it I for me it didn't detract from the overall movie.
No, they last for like less than a second.
Exactly.
And
It's
I feel like,
Each of
look,
them.
I didn't know.
mhm,
So I feel like if you didn't read about it or know about it beforehand, you might not have noticed it. And
mhm,
I certainly didn't. So
mhm.
I
it,
mean, it looked like something that would be shoddily put together for the 70s to do a
yeah,
commercial break, you know?
yeah.
Even
Mhm.
like technical difficulties, they definitely, actually did that one. But it's like, who cares? First of all. Second of all, I'm not gonna like spend that much time on this.
Mhm,
It's just the movie's great.
mhm,
You should go see it. Don't not see it because of some bogus whatever that is. Like
mhm.
there's so much effort put into this the
Mhm.
style, recreating the style
Oh my God.
in the cameras, in the
I do.
stage, in the mannerisms of everyone. I mean,
Mhm.
it's fantastic.
I feel like I do got to give credit, like just as like from the very beginning. I do feel like the film. I love how the film feels like, or like they did like shooting techniques from this. Or it felt like accurate to the 70s rather than just doing like modern filming with a filter over it. Now, I mean, admittedly, given that it's TV, it's easier to replicate that style. But still, I'm glad they pretty much replicated it, for the show.
Yeah, they do really clever things with the camera work, which is, they shoot it from the angles that you would have it for like a show like that. And then when the show is off, they shoot it from like almost a handheld.
Hmm.
So it's very shaky and also in black and white.
Mhm.
And it really makes it pop when, he starts to, at the end when things are going crazy. And it's still shooting from like it's the show. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
pretty insane idea. It's very creative, very, very creative. I got to give immense props.
Also, what Jimmy Fallon will be experiencing. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. He, so I know they were talking about like Johnny Carson a lot, but he reminded me a lot of like David Letterman,
Mm.
Mhm.
which I guess would work because Letterman was always chasing Carson until he went off the air.
Always,
Didn't
always,
have any
never,
encounters
always the
with the devil
bridesmaid,
that we
never the
know of.
bride when it came to number one.
Huh?
Always the bridesmaid and never the bride when it came to number one.
Yeah, I think he reached number one a few times during Jay Leno's tenure though.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Once he wasn't going up against Carson, But I feel like an interesting thing about the film that I imagine will be like cooler on rewatch is how I feel like the film sort of sets up a decent amount of like lore, kind of like they have
Yeah,
the weird secret society
which is
and all
real. I
that
mean, that's
at the
the real,
beginning,
yeah.
and they don't like explicitly bring it all like back, but it's not like at the end Abraxas turns the camera and go like, I do work for this secret society. They're actually my pawns and I am controlling every,
Yeah,
like, I don't know. It's like
I don't think it's meant to be like Abraxas, as they say, like it's confusion, it could be anybody, but that
mhm.
works. I mean, what do you guys think of the overall like plot,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know, with all that in store.
I mean, other than that, it is pretty straightforward. I mean, I might have missed something, but it didn't feel like there was a whole lot underneath the surface, but that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying I think that that sort of
But
helped
uh,
keep it like
Hmm.
make sense.
as I understand it, that when I saw the movie, it seems a lot like, you know, sell your soul to be famous, like a
Hmm.
Faustian deal almost,
Hmm.
where the cost was his wife, but you know, it's also just like a metaphor for, I mean, the very thing that pushed him into this is the fact that his show was failing. He needed to please his
Yeah.
higher ups.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's very smart in that it parallels kind of like the media world,
Hmm.
Hmm.
um, in Hollywood, and you know, that sort of world,
Yep.
as like, you know, a secret society where yes, he like in the movie universe, it seems like he sold his soul almost, you know, that the devil recognized him.
Yep.
Hmm.
And the cost was that his wife got cancer
Yeah.
early on. And but I mean, the other thing is like twice they bring up him like signing that contract, and the second time is in his hallucination, and it's like you're sort of selling yourself, you know?
Yep.
Hmm. Man.
But I mean,
Okay.
that's kind of what I mean is that that becomes apparently obvious by the very end because it's essentially spelled out if you hadn't already figured it out by then.
Yeah,
But it, it keeps the movie straightforward enough that you can really see the performances shine through. You can really see the camera work, the style, everything else that makes this movie so good. You can see it really shine through because
yeah.
you're not
Hmm.
digging through unnecessary stuff. It doesn't have any sort of dead weight that needs to be exercised.
Yeah. No.
But
So,
that's what I liked about it is that it didn't try to do too much, and that's what makes it such a compelling film.
mhm.
The reason I bring it up is I feel like it did do a lot, which is
Mhm.
it functions completely as its criticism and also as just a straight up horror movie. Like everything
Yeah.
makes sense within the universe. It's
Mhm.
very creatively shot, pays a few homages to like Giallo, which at the end is a very clear influence with all the color and
Also,
even the
maybe The Exorcist. Maybe. Like,
well,
very.
yeah, the Exorcist obviously for the possessions, but
Yeah.
that's a given, you know.
Mm, yeah.
But he
I,
gives the night owl is the logo, and also at the end you've got the owl man.
mm,
But the only time I've seen that, I don't know if it goes to anything else, but it's in a Dario Argento film called Stage Fright,
mm.
where the killer wears a giant owl mask like that.
Well,
Um,
isn't like the mascot of the Grove an owl though? Isn't that the point?
Yeah, I think so.
That not what the wicker sort of big statue thing is? Is that not
I
an owl?
I think it was an owl. I feel like someone did wear an owl mask in like the brief like flash of
Yeah.
the
yeah,
Grove Secret Society meeting and
yeah, no,
all that.
I'm pretty sure you're right. But yeah, that's a
Yeah,
I
it's
think
based off of Bohemian Grove.
Bohemian.
probably an allusion to that. It seems like they took oh
Oh,
some
oh,
Giallo influence.
mhm. Oh no, I hope we're not being haunted on this recording.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop up behind you. I'm gonna turn off my screen and pop up behind you.
Dear
It is an
God.
owl at Bohemian. It is an owl. Yeah.
Mm, mhm.
But I mean, it works so well, and it fits the '70s aesthetic.
Yeah, I do, I do love how, like, I do love how the whole, like, the, it's, they manage, sorry, let me put it this way. They managed to make it just believable enough that they would keep, going on with the show, kind of, like, nothing in. like they probably should have stopped when the guy vomited violently, but nonetheless, it was just believable enough that they would
Yep.
keep filming. I
This
guess credit
this
where it's
movie,
due.
yeah, it really does a great job by building really slowly, and it does something that not a lot of horror movies actually do, which is that the climax is like the end.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have anything after that. Normally, it's like, the killer arrives or something, and then you have the survival plot.
Hmm.
But in this, it's just death.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like everything, it just builds up, and it's like, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure you want to keep going?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Jack. And then a child's face opens up and
Oh.
starts killing people.
Yeah. And of course there's the freaking worms, which
The
of course we
worms.
have
Yeah.
Ben hosting, another
Oh
worm
my good. Yeah, the
movie.
worms was great.
It
And I
was.
love that, like, what's his name? Carl? Carr?
I think so. Yeah, I think
Carmichael
The
that's
or
skeptic.
something. Yeah.
yeah.
So
I
he when he's doing that demonstration, he sort of pauses for a second. And he's like, "Wait a minute, this isn't right." Because I think he's seeing things too.
mm,
Um,
mm.
but
I think
it's just so good that he's like legitimately afraid, and then he's like, "Yeah, it's all just hypnotism.
I
That's
just
all it is."
I was thinking about that a little bit. Like I was thinking, like, is he the greatest hypnotist, like literally ever seen? But I was realizing, and again, it's a cleverness of the film. Like I'm pretty sure that the idea is that was Abraxas again
Yeah,
playing it,
yeah, I think so. Because I don't
like
think any hypnotist has ever done something that crazy.
like through the
And
TV.
they allude to it too when he's like saying different things on the
Mm.
video playback.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, I feel like I don't even I feel like I can't remember if I even picked up on that detail specifically, but
Yes, it's like really cohesive. I mean, it's an hour, 30 minutes. It's not that long, but
mm,
everything fits so well. They even do like the 10-minute beginning where it gives you the rundown of like, this is Jack, this is his show. His
hmm.
wife died of cancer. He's very sad.
Yeah.
Um,
Commercial breaks.
yeah, and it's filmed in the same style. It's like this is a recovery of this event, almost like
Mhm.
it's a paranormal investigation in that
Yeah,
frame, like another series, like investigating it.
hosted by
Just
Michael Ironside.
it just works so well. Is
Hmm.
that who is narrating?
Yeah, yeah, I'm
Michael
I'm pretty
Irons?
sure I saw in the credits it is
Wow,
actually Michael Ironside. Yeah.
that man, he's everywhere.
He
Starship
is
Troopers, Late Night with the Devil.
Total Recall. Yeah, yeah, he's always great whenever he's just in a random stuff, you know.
See you at the party, Richter.
And also like another like just random detail that I don't think they can fully confirm one way or the other, but I think it's implied that like also that Jack has a relationship with the doctor or something like that, like some sort of like romantic or at the
Oh
very
yeah, that's definitely very clear.
yeah, yeah. It's
The,
like
the devil is even like, hey,
yeah.
the last whore you slept with died.
Yeah, it's honest. It's like yeah, I again subtle references to the Exorcist there going on, but it
Yeah.
works. It's like it
It's
doesn't feel
definitely taken
it.
a lot from a lot of places. It definitely takes the possession from there, but there's a lot of like hallucinations going on, things that don't. You do have like some hallucinations in The Exorcist, but they definitely take it to a different level in this.
Yeah, I do feel like the 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 shift from the broadcast to inside his minds sort of that was a great climax for the film, like having it feel so weird with the new with the new camera type, but it still feels like fake and all that. And when he turns and says, "Turn off your TV right now." Again, I feel like he sells it in that moment, like just the sheer like holy
Declan,
shit.
you're the only one that would have watched this.
Mm.
Have you ever watched Season of the Witch, Halloween 3?
I have not seen the I have not seen that one yet.
Why are you making assumptions, Benjamin?
I don't know. Like,
I haven't
No,
seen
but
it.
Ben is
Why are you
right,
making
right?
assumptions?
have you seen it, Max?
No.
Yes, that's my bad. I assumed, and I
Also, let me state for the record, if George has seen it, I will like eat a piece of paper on the next.
Mark's not seen that
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah,
That's why he's not here tonight.
yeah. He, George is like how I used to be with horror films, and I'm still sort of, you know.
You're doing great. But
Thank.
Season of the Witch is also a capitalist satire.
Mm,
But at the end of the movie, uh, what's
I
his
have
name?
seen the clip. Yeah, that
Yeah.
like clip. It's like
Turn
it's
it off! Turn it off! God damn it!
yeah, it's like a real like.
Turn off your televisions. It's like the same
I've
idea.
seen that like sound bite. It's a real good
Yeah.
sound bite.
No, it does some like nice illusions at the end, and it doesn't take anything away. It all fits within the movie. It's
Mhm,
not just there for random things, like you say. The owl fits with the whole cult that he's in or whatever, and also the
mhm.
night owl show.
Yeah,
It's a very well put together.
yeah.
I
Uh,
mean, it's as I said, it's firing on all cylinders. The actors, and it's nice that it has some comedy too. It really builds it up and starts as a comedy kind of,
mhm.
with Christu especially, where
Yeah,
he's like messing up. He's like, "You have a brother, Eddie, Eddie,
yeah, yeah.
uh,
Ed,
Edmund,
my
Edmund,
wife's
yes."
name. Though the one thing that did annoy me, like even though it's like it's necessary for the like horror plot to occur, a part of me was really annoyed that it's like Minnie. Anyone here named Minnie, and no one thought like there's Lily. Like I know that you just can't do that, but a part of me was just like someone should have been like, there's Lily who's backstage stage, but like again, just
No,
but
no,
again, you
that's a
can't.
joke that would get thrown out. I'm sorry, Declan.
I don't know. I feel like my brain could not like they're all trying to find like who's Minnie, Mildred, Margaret. It's like Lily. There's Lily. But yeah, but again, true. It's like you got it. And I mean, I
It's
guess as he said, private nickname name for
Yeah,
his wife. So
I think it
that
fits.
must be what it
It
is.
fits better for the reveal, which is like he's kind of stunned
Hmm.
because obviously, I guess no one knew that nickname.
Yeah. Uh, I think that was yeah, as clever. Also like again another
Also,
thing
he
that's
he pukes out all of his organs, so that's like pretty crazy.
yeah, yeah. Also pretty crazy when live levitation occurs, but the skeptic guy Carl just denies that it
He's
happened.
looking up like, oh yeah, there's probably wires there. I can't see them; they're invisible, but they're
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Like that was a little bit like, you know what? I think even if someone was able to successfully prove supernatural events had occurred to Carl, he still wouldn't sign it,
No, I mean Carl got black sludge like regurgitated on him, and he's like, "Oh, it's a clever parlor trick. Yeah, you just sort of you swallow things. It's like you swallow frogs and you puke up a frog,
You
just
know
like
how
you,
it
you puke up
goes.
all of your guts." And
And it took a kid's face splitting in half for him to even offer the check for the first time.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't even anything before that. It's like a
That
little
is
pathetic
actually
little plead.
it's such
Yeah.
a brilliant little touch. He's like
Yeah.
they're trying to figure out what to do, and then he pulls out the check and it just incinerates him.
Okay, he's offering the check. I
I
honestly
wonder if it
like
was the $500,000 one or the $100,000 one.
That
I
is
like
a
to
great
think it's
question.
I like to think it's the $100,000 one,
Yeah,
and
he's
he
like
didn't like that.
he even threatened with death. He's like, you know what? I believe it, but I'm not
Not that
convinced
much.
yet. I'm not convinced. $500,000 when you actually kill me.
There was a moment, and I realize now, in like after thinking on it, I realized like no, that doesn't make sense. But there was a part of me that was almost wondering, it's like, oh, is Carl like supposed to be a secret member of the original cult of Abraxas who is actually working for him or something like that? But now that you say that it was the check that he was offering, it's like, oh, okay, now it makes
Uh,
sense.
if anything, I would have thought he would have been part of the Grove.
Mm,
But
yeah,
he definitely wasn't part of Abraxas.
yeah.
Well, he wasn't part of the Grove either because he's
No, he
asking
wasn't.
him.
But I think the being part of the Grove would have been more likely. And he's just kind of going out and debunking
Mhm.
all this stuff.
Yeah.
He would have joined the Grove and be like, "Hey, are there cult stuff happening? Is human sacrifice? I want in. I gotta debunk this shit. You think that's okay?
I'll
Yeah,
also
let me
just
get you in."
I'll also just point out like one thing that like I I feel like there was at one point they show an animated like TV guide or something like that, and like they say like after this episode of Night Owls is like Journey to Planet Abraxas. Like I feel like there was something where it says like Abraxas like on it like in the background and it's like again just a clever detail of
Yeah.
Abraxas having all power or something like that.
Well, I mean, I don't even think it's a Braxis. It's
Mm,
like I have no idea what it is. No one knows
I
what it is.
agree.
That's scarier.
Yeah. I
Um,
would find a bit of Hereditary in this one though it's I would say this is on a smaller scale compared to Hereditary.
Yeah.
what do you mean? Well, yeah,
Like in the sense of like it's like all in one in a way it's like the climax of Hereditary like stretched out to an entire film, but on a TV studio. Like I get what you're saying. It takes a lot of inspirations from many greats in the genre, and then uses them all really well. I gotta say, gotta give credit.
and they do, especially David Desmalchian. He's just doing a great job as the television presenter or whatever,
Yeah,
late
he
night
feels
host.
like a real like television presenter guy. He doesn't feel like an obvious parody of like one particular guy or like Eric Andre or something like that. Like he does feel
No,
like
no, he fits within the time.
mhm,
And he definitely fits with like a lot of the guys that probably came up against Johnny Carson. Like I
no
said, David Letterman, I feel like his mannerisms are kind of similar to that, but
mhm.
not completely.
Yeah. And of course, the fact that like David Desmalchian looks kind of like off-putting, like in a serial killer-ish way, I think adds to the
What?
70s look.
Oh,
No, not
David,
serial killer. No, I don't know.
Hold on, hold on. No,
Warriors
no.
is taking strays from Declan. What's going on here?
Whoa, 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 Declan.
Yeah.
I was told that Jack is handsome, super handsome,
True.
and that June thinks she's so handsome.
That okay, that is true. That is true.
It seems
I
like the
I
women find him very attractive, and you, as a man, do not, and that's okay.
Yeah, I think I'm jealous of his success, even though he doesn't even reach the level of success he wants. But I'm jealous.
No, no, I don't think he wants. I think he deserves. I
Mm,
think he's very happy acting.
yeah. Yeah, I feel like I was like
But
hearing like
Alex.
the bits about his life or something like that. And it's actually like real, like he was like I think he might have like been homeless or something prior to his role in the Dark Knight or something like that. Like like he's like come super far as an actor and all that. It's like all all deserved, I will say.
Very much so.
Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm. You know what? I think it's because of like he does such a good job playing someone creepy that like that was affecting my own perspective on him when I shouldn't. I
Yeah,
should
I mean,
not
he
let.
does do a good creepy guy, but he also does a good
Mm,
weird kind of
kind of suave, kind of sleazy kind of
yeah.
guy.
He was also great in the Suicide Squad. He's not creepy in that. He's
Oh
just
yeah, he was. Of course, he was
Very
polka
polka dot
dot.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Suicide Squad.
R.I.P. That was a cruel thing from James Gunn. That was the character I really connected with, and he just flat out,
That's
squashed him.
terrible.
That was a. I feel like the one thing about the Suicide Squad that I sort of have a problem with is how cruel the film is at times,
No,
you know?
that
Like,
that could be a criticism, but in my opinion, it is actually a strength in that you
mm,
actually care for the characters, and then he takes them away from you, like a true Suicide Squad.
that's true.
Also, they did Starro as a villain. That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
that is actively hilarious, you
James
know.
Gunn is great with those wacky things. If
Mm,
anybody has seen his early work, like Splice,
mm.
it's,
Or Super. Wait,
or
is it?
Super. Wait,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, Super.
Or,
Yeah,
Tr-
no,
or
that's the
Romeo and Juliet.
that's the Rainn Wilson one, right?
What is that? Yeah, well, yeah, with Rainn Wilson.
Yeah, I brought up Splice because it's really weird.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Was that like the zombie one or
No, it's
oh wait, no, I'm thinking of a different movie. Yeah.
actually maybe I got the name wrong.
Splice is a movie. I didn't know that it was James Gunn though.
Yeah, maybe I'm getting the name wrong.
I
It's
think I Slither. I think
Slither. Yeah, yeah, Slither, not Splice. Yeah,
mhm,
Yeah,
wrong.
Splice is like science fiction,
mhm.
like
Slither,
really
Adrian
DNA
Brody.
splicing.
Yeah.
Slither's Lovecraftian though.
Mm,
Mm.
Would you recommend Slither?
Yeah, it's great. It's got Nathan Fillion in it,
Mm.
and some of the most horrific and comedic things you'll ever see.
Oh boy. Oh boy. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
Not like scary. It's just like, what the fuck is that?
just like when the girl had her freaking
My
head
dad.
like
Yeah.
like split away. That was such an insane effect. Like it just like it was just so weird to like look that image of.
No, yeah, I mean that was a wild thing.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
it's just like all of a sudden the child is causing hell.
Who could have guessed
It
that
was
this
the third
child
sort
born
of
of a cult is evil?
lightning electrical surge
Mm.
in the studio too that we see of any importance. Um,
Well, it kind of seems like some people are under the spell of whatever this demon is. It's entered their televisions.
Oh snap! Yeah,
yeah.
there's some stupid part of my brain that's almost like could this one get a sequel or something like that? There's no room for a
No,
sequel.
no, no, you would never do
Like
it. That would ruin
like
it.
Yeah.
like I like there's no actual way it could happen. There's a part of me that's like, could it work? Just because I think this film is of a high enough quality.
Watch Season of the Witch, and you'll see like the idea for Halloween was actually an anthology series.
Mm,
It's a perfect thing for something like this. Give them another opportunity. They could recreate whatever. They could do something new
mm,
if they want to do something within the same spirit. But
mm.
yeah, I mean, it works completely independently. In fact, it's a different universe because they play Halloween in the movie.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mm.
So yeah, watch it. It's great.
Though I think didn't like the 2017 or 2019 whenever Halloween the not to be confused with Halloween. I'm talking about Halloween, and of course not to be confused with Rob Zombie's Halloween. But whatever that one came out, I think they like had the masks from Halloween 3 in.
Yes, yes, they did. It was a nice homage.
Mhm, mhm. Uh, anyway, we should not get too sidetracked on Halloween.
Yeah, I think we've kind of covered. This movie is awesome.
Mhm.
Go
I
see it.
think, yeah, as someone who's not, who's only still in the early stages of being able to call myself a horror person. You know, I still thoroughly enjoyed it.
Go see this movie. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess next week, what are we doing next week?
I'm totally drawing a blank. I feel bad. I should know what it is, but
We're doing a movie next week, I
We'll
think.
be, we'll be back next week.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Fun.
come check that
All right.
out.
See ya.
Good night.